Hello and welcome to episode 3 of my Jason Orbital Lineup series. Today we're going to be looking at Gas Heaven. This was kindly suggested by Dr. Doctor on my YouTube comment, so if you have any suggestions for what you think the next map should be, please leave it in the comments below. If I get a couple of them, I'll just choose one at random. Now, Gas Heaven has proved to be a bit of a tricky map as well. Again, the main building is kind of in the middle of the map, and the gen is inside, and although we have had 2 holes, which trust me, I've tried to find a way through, but we can't through them, unfortunately. So then that gen is off limits. So I'm trying to find other gens that we can use that are common spawns. So typically the hill gens, whenever the hill relocates, we're going to try and find one for each of those at least. But the first one we've got is when the hill gen spawns here. So it's outside of the main building behind the sign, and the hill is facing towards the shack, which is down that end. So we've got Dwight. As you can see, Dwight is on this left side of the gem at the minute, and the way that we line this up is we're going to turn away from it, obviously, and we're going to go all the way to the other end of the map, past the shack, into the corner, and then we're going to come to this back corner of the map. So right over by the back of shack here, you can see the signs in the distance there, and again we're going to use our famous stone posts. We're going to got a corner post here, we're going to come to the first post, and then we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 along this slightly taller one that's here. Plonk yourself in here, and then make sure we are nice and lined up the left side of the gen, which is where we're going to be throwing, and then look up and through. And we can see that is a perfect lineup. So that's a really good one if the hill spawns outside of main building like that. Okay, and for the next one, we're going to look at when the generator spawns on the left-hand side of the main building in amongst all these trees. Sometimes you get all these trees spawn as a tile, and the generator is sat here just to the left-hand side of the main building. So we can see the Dwight is currently sat on this side of the gen. So the way we're going to line this one up is we're going to go to the far corner of the map, so that we've got the Gas Heaven side on the left. Keep going all the way over to this corner. Just going to come out of power here. We're going to go all the way into this corner. Now, there is a tree that spawned here now. It isn't always there, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to come to this. So we're going to go to the corner post, but we're going to go halfway to the thicker middle post. And then we're going to count along 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to look at, so at the minute there is the generator in the way, but I can see roughly where the generator is on the other side. And then we're just going to line it up, straight up and through. And that's a good lineup for that one as well. And for the next one, we're going to have another lineup for a hill gen. This time, the hill gen spawns over where the crane is and the shack this side. So we've got the main building over here, and essentially to the left of the main building. Sometimes the hill spawns here, and you can have party bus or crane over there. And the gen spawns on this side. As you can see, we've got Dwight on this side of the gen. And the way we're going to line this one up is we're going to travel past the main building and keep going all the way down. All the way down this left side, around the back of the main building, and we're going to go into this far corner. And we're just going to count the stone pillars. We've got the corner pillar, 1, 2, and then we've got this halfway point. And then thankfully, there is a tree spawned here. It doesn't always spawn here, but luckily it's not too far in the way. We've got corner pillar, 1, 2 and a half, and then we're going to squish ourselves in between the half and the next bar to the left of it. And then we're just going to line up our throw, which... just have to move myself out of the way to see where it is, and then straight up and through. And that's a great lineup for there. That if you aim it slightly to the right, it will likely hit the thin side of the gen as well, because it is a little bit high on this side. So what I would probably suggest, if in the event this tree doesn't spawn here, then you have a bit more leeway. That if you're shooting on that flat side of the gen where Dwight is on this side of the gen, I would probably line up with this middle bar instead. If you're shooting for the thin side of the gen, I would probably stand on this next bar here, and then just aim to the right of the gen, so you can see where we put our for example, the eye in omnipresent. If we put it to the right of the gen there. Alright, that's what I would do, is I would stand at this middle bar realistically for the longer side of the gen. For the thinner side, I would stand on this one. So just remember, that's corner post, 1, 2 and a half. Okay, and that's where we get that line up there. Okay, and for this last one, it's going to be another hill gen. It's going to be a slight variation on the last one that we had. So the hill is spawned in the exact same location, which is just to the left of main building, and it's also next to the crane, or sometimes it can be the party bus, but it's just a slight rotation. So before, the generator was on this corner because the hill was facing the exit gate. This time it's turned 90 degrees anti-clockwise, so the gen is now on this corner, which is facing the crane. So you can see Dwight is currently sat on this side of the gen, and it's pretty close. If we just go to the other corner of the map again, like before, it is relatively close to where we did it before. It's just slightly different because we need to get a little bit more distance this time. So again, we go to the corner post, 1, 2, and then instead of a half, which is where the last one was, we're going to go to 3, and then from here we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. This is slightly taller, the second tallest bar along this line, but 6 bars. You plonk yourself in here, and again, it is a little bit hard because we have the gen aura in front of us blocking our sight a bit, but we can, let me just come out of power, and then this can hit both sides of the gen. So Dwight is currently sat on the left, so we are going to aim for the left, but you can hit the right as well, as long as you just aim under, because the way that the gen is oriented. So we're going to plonk our E just to the left of the gen, which is where we want to hit. If you wanted to hit on the right side, you'd aim over to the right, but we're going to plonk on the left, look up and throw. And that's a perfect hit for that one. And you can see there's a lot of height. There's obviously a lot of height on it, 'cause it's an orbital. So if you used to aim out to the right hand side of the gen, you would hit on the other side of the gen as well. So that's probably going to do it, I would say, for Gas Heaven. It is a bit of a difficult map, like I said, because of the main building. It's, you know, we just can't hit that gen in main building, and unfortunately that is a permanent gen, so it'd be great for either that or Shack for us to get an orbit on them. Unfortunately, they just don't make it possible. The Shack on this map doesn't have very many holes in the roof, so we can't even do that. But I hope it's been helpful. Like I said, Gas Heaven is a bit of a difficult map, but I hope we've got some there. We've got some there. So if the hill spawns in the right place, you've got something to go with. Now, if you do have a suggestion for the next map, then please leave it in the comments below. If we get a couple of suggestions, I'll just pick one at random. I do personally want to be looking at Nostromo Wreckage myself next, because I've been having a lot of luck on that map. I've been getting some real... I've had the most orbitals on that map probably out of any other map so far. So it's a really good map for orbitals. So I'm going to look at, because they're quite common locations at this one in Nostromo. So that's one that I'm going to look at myself. But if you have a suggestion, leave it in the comments below. I hope you found the video helpful. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and hit the subscribe button if you want to stay in touch for the future episodes of the Jason Orbital lineups, because we are going to be going through every single map eventually. The ones that we can get orbitals on, because stuff like RPD East, we just can't get orbitals on that one. So there will be a couple that we can't get them for, but any map that we can get even just one orbital on, we will be doing a lineup video for it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.